Today we'll be talking about triangles for the first time. Just watch the video and you'll be able to find out what we're talking about today as we start into triangles. We'll have a little bit of a help today if you'll notice what I'm talking about. Remember, we're in geometry again. That's our topic. Today we will be learning how to classify triangles according to the length of their sides. Thank you. And here's our first triangle. Give them a hand. It's an equilateral triangle. And equilateral triangles have three equal sides. If you look at them, you see three equal sides. You could turn that triangle in any direction and it will look the same because all the sides are equal. And if all the sides are equal, the angles have to be too. And if you collapsed all of these sides, they would form a line.
You're such a genius.
Maybe so. We'll find out. And here comes our next triangle. And this is called an isosceles triangle. Isosceles. Say isosceles. Yep. Isosceles triangle, it has two equal sides. And the way that I like to remember this is if I turn it the other way, turn it 180 degrees around, it looks like an ice cream cone. So I think of ice cream and isosceles at the same time. That helps me. I don't know. And then we come to our next one. Let's give them a hand. Our next triangle. And it is called... Aha, finally got it. Yes, I did. A scalene triangle. And scalene triangles have no equal sides. They have absolutely no equal sides. Okay? So keep that in mind. All right. And we will go right out of this program and we'll go right into another. Today you'll be using iknowit.com like you normally do, and you'll see an icon on there called classifying triangles. And it will say equilateral, isosceles, and scalene, just like what we've talked about. Let's take a look at a few examples of what you might run into. Here's question number 1. And it says, what type of triangle is shown here? What kind of triangle is shown here? Remember, we're classifying by the length of the sides. The length of the sides. And we see that the length of these sides are equal. 1 5/10, 1 5/10, 1 5/10. So that is equilateral, isosceles, or scalene. Equilateral. Just think, 3 equal sides, equilateral. That's easy enough. And I feel good about that. I earned a piece of pizza, didn't I? Okay, now choose the isosceles triangle. Now keep in mind, isosceles. Remember the ice cream cone I turned upside down? I don't suggest that you do that. But which one of these is an isosceles triangle? Which one of these has 2 equal sides? And most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, it will look sort of like an ice cream cone. Right here. 2 equal sides, 7 1/10 on 2 sides, 5 3/10 on the other. Happy face for that one. Good. And let's move to the next one. Drag the letter that completes the sentence. A blank is an isosceles triangle. Which one of these has 2 equal sides? Is it X? Is it Y? Or is it Z? I'm saying it's Y. All right. Doing well so far. Now here's the next one. Classify the triangle using the lengths of its sides. Okay? Now, the lengths of these are in mixed numbers, right? A whole number with a fraction. One of the sides is 3 2/5 long. And let's get a good view of this. 3 2/5. Another one is 3 2/5. And another is 3 2/5. So think about it. All three are equal. Would that be scalene, isosceles, or equilateral? Absolutely, it would be this. All right. And let's check and see. And in case you didn't know, we are completely right. Okay. Now, I tell you what, I think this is going to be hopefully one of the easier lessons of the year, but it may seem super simple, but you have to make sure you can differentiate and describe why each one of these, equilateral and isosceles and scalene, are what they are. What attribute makes them what they are. Because we're going to combine them tomorrow with a way of classifying according to angles. And so every triangle can be classified according to sides, like we're doing today, and angles, like we're doing tomorrow. And you have to be able to combine. Each triangle will have two classifications that fit. So it can get a little confusing. That's why we split these up in half, because we want to make sure we have today's really, really well down before we go tomorrow. Now, look at our picture here. Again, what do we have? We have 8 1/4, 6 3/4, 2 1/2. How many equal sides? Of course, no equal sides. So what we have with that is scalene. Right there. Good job. Okay. And those are the type questions you'll be getting today. You'll have 20 questions. The only reason, because I'm giving you plenty of time to do this, the only reason you might not do well is if you're just going so fast and you're not paying attention. Because if you really stop and really analyze these, you should do a great job. All right. I think you will do a great job. So good luck. Hope you do.